So last week was the first procurement event of the year. It was the eWorld Procurement Supply event held in London. There's the brochure. And I really enjoyed it. It was nice to see a number of familiar faces and also meet some new people. And as you may have seen on the video I shared on LinkedIn at the time, there was an impressive array of vendors spread around the exhibitor hall. But we also had some really interesting content as well. And the one that particularly caught my eye was the opening keynote. It was chaired by Procurement legend Guy Strafford, and the discussion was entitled How to Stay Agile and Adapt in a Tech-Led Future. And it had four very well-respected UK-based procurement leaders on the panel. We had Rob Turner, who's recently joined Deliveroo, David Wiley, CPO at Thames Water, Rob Copeland, formerly at G4S, and Juliet Sopnick of IHS Towers. And they all gave their vision for a variety of different subjects that are relating to this issue. And it's obviously a popular conversation topic at many of the conferences, and I find it really enjoyable. But the question I asked was about the future of the digital procurement skill set. This is obviously something I'm passionate about, given the job that I do. And I asked the panel what was their vision for that skill set in terms of coaching, training, development, and mentoring of their people. And I got some interesting answers. Rob Copeland talked about the need for more entrepreneurial skills, like driving innovation and collaboration in the supplier base. Also about being able to more effectively sell into the business, which is something which I've heard at other events previously as well. And I'd certainly generally agree with that, although I'd argue that as someone who's owned a business for 18 years, entrepreneurial skills are quite difficult to acquire and certainly take some time. And then we talked about a process like tendering, which could be automated, or in the opinion of David Wiley, could all actually become extinct because something like marketplaces could replace the need for tendering. So a really interesting discussion. But I didn't really get the answer I was looking for, and that's no criticism, because I think this is a very, very difficult subject to find this answer for, but I think we should have the debate. And that is, what does the skill set really look like? So imagine a scenario whereby a procurement function's got a single suite platform, or they've got an array of best of breeds with all this capability. What are the skills required for people to get the very, very best out of these solutions that will enhance the value delivered to an organisation from procurement? And that's something which I'm yet to really see a compelling answer for, and something which I think at the moment falls down to personal development, because there's no real obvious training and coaching courses out there. So it comes down to gathering that information and interpreting it yourself. And that was put into context with a conversation I had at the back end of last week with somebody I've known for a number of years who works in the sector. She's worked both in-house and for a solution provider in customer success. And she told me about their spend analytics platform and the fact that a number of their flagship customers are just almost scared of the data. They don't want to use the platform. They're just wedded to the information they've always used in Excel spreadsheets, and they're not prepared to take ownership of the data in the platform. And because of that, they're missing an enormous opportunity. They could be using that data in conversations with suppliers, with stakeholders, with senior leadership to enhance procurement's value conversations within the organisation, and then to attack really important issues like diversity in the supplier base, supply chain risk, ESG, etc., etc. The point there being that this company's invested in the tool, but they've not adopted it to such an extent that they're really using it very effectively. And that's probably because people are not quite sure where to go with it. So how do we solve that problem? How do we get people into a position where they feel they've got the skills to really take advantage of this future of digital procurement? And I've got to be honest with you, I have a lot of conversations with people who work for the vendors who are frustrated by this. They wouldn't say that publicly, but privately, in the conversations I have with them, they feel it is a barrier to some of their growth, the fact that organisations are not quite sure how to use it, and that impacts on their business case and how they structure the conversation around return on investment. So for sure, it's holding back both the profession and the growth of the vendors, in my opinion, and that's something we need to address for all of our good. So I hope you found that insightful. I really do welcome your opinions. It'd be great to get a conversation going. And if you see me at any conferences later this year, come and grab me. I'd be interested in your comments as well. But let's leave a few on LinkedIn and see if we can get this conversation moving forward. Okay, thank you. Appreciate your time.